Hey guys, what's up? It's Scott Clark with Scooter Media, and in today's video, we're talking about the gear you're going to need to start filming your very own YouTube videos. Let's get into it. Of course, the first piece of equipment you're going to need is a camera. Now, a lot of people get hung up on the idea that you need an expensive camera to start filming YouTube videos, and that couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, all you need is something that you probably already own, and that is this, your phone. And in this case, it's my wife's phone because mine is in use. But especially with how far the cameras have come on these phones in the last few years, you can shoot amazing videos with these little things, and it should open the possibility of many more people to start shooting videos. Now, if you do own a DSLR or a mirrorless camera with a nice lens or two, I would recommend using those over the phone, as you can probably achieve a better image and you can get that shallower depth of field that will improve the production value of your videos. But again, these aren't necessary and the phone will do just fine. Now that we have our camera, the next piece of gear that I think is the most important for filming YouTube videos is a microphone. When it comes to videos, many people don't realize how important the audio is to the video. I would say that the audio is at least 50% of the video, if not more, which is why the microphone is so important. You can get away with a grainy video or a video that's a little out of focus, but if the sound is terrible, most people are not going to watch the video. Here's an example of the audio from my phone with no microphone. And here's an example of the audio using a microphone plugged into my camera, and you can really hear the difference in the two. There are many different styles of microphones out there, but when starting out as a beginner, usually the budget is the biggest factor here. So I would suggest just getting whatever you can afford, and it will sound better than the phone's built-in microphone. You can purchase an on-camera microphone or a wired or wireless lav mic which clips right onto you to capture great audio. Some of the more well-known and respected companies providing mics for video include Rode, Sennheiser, and DJI. I've also heard good things about the company Deity, I'm not sure how you say it, who provide various microphones for the budget-conscious person. Okay, we've got our camera, we've got our microphone. The next piece of gear on the list is a tripod or a gimbal. You want to make sure that the video footage is not shaky and hard to watch, which is where the tripod or gimbal comes in. The tripod is going to allow you to set up your camera and lock it off in one position, or also pan right and left as well as tilt up and down. I would recommend getting a tripod with a fluid video head that will allow for smooth panning and tilting, and try and avoid the plastic tripods as they are cheap and don't provide the same stability. The gimbal will allow you to do all the same things as the tripod, but with the ability to also capture smooth shots while moving. This comes in handy for vlogging or for adding cinematic production value to the videos. There are various sized tripods and gimbals for phones as well as full-size camera setups from various companies. I have really only used Manfrotto tripods and DJI gimbals, and have always had good experience and would recommend them to anyone. Alright, we have our camera, our microphone, and now our footage won't be shaky. The next piece of gear is a light or lighting. Now, even though I have this listed as our fourth item, the lighting is extremely important. Before owning any lights, I would use a window or some sort of natural light to light yourself, as it will provide that nice soft light that we're looking for. If you just use your overhead room lights, your videos aren't going to look the greatest. When purchasing lights, there are a few important things to be aware of. First of all, there are many different shapes and sizes, but the most important thing to look for is the CRI rating, which stands for Color Rendering Index and is based on a scale of 1 to 100. And this basically tells you the quality of the light coming out, and I would suggest a light with at least a CRI rating of 80, but if you can afford it, go for a light with a CRI rating of 90 or higher. It's going to provide the most flattering light for skin tones, as well as making you pop from the background. The next thing you're going to want to decide is if you want a basic light, a bicolor light, or an RGB light. The basic light is going to turn on and give you one color temperature, and this will be the cheapest light, and you can usually add a gel or two to change the color temperature if you need to. The bicolor light allows you to adjust the color temperature in the light, usually between 3200 Kelvin and 5600 Kelvin, and this is very handy as you can adjust your light to suit the different lighting situations you're in, from a warm orange color to a bright white color. This is the style of light I would recommend, as I think it offers the best bang for the buck, as well as being very versatile in many situations. If you're looking to really up your lighting game, you can invest in some RGB lights. These lights allow you to basically reproduce any color of light, and also usually have a bicolor light built in as well. These are going to be the most expensive lights, but provide the most versatility in any lighting scenario. The last thing that I'm going to recommend to start shooting YouTube videos is kind of optional, but for me was a necessity, and I am using it right now, and that is a teleprompter. When I first started attempting to record YouTube videos, I couldn't get 2 sentences out before messing up what I was trying to say and wasting a ton of time. I decided to invest in a teleprompter, and it definitely improved my presentation and saved me a ton of valuable time. And what this allows you to do is write a script or points that you want to discuss, and then it is projected onto glass in front of the camera so that you can see it and read it, but it does not show up in the final video. You do have to spend a little bit more time writing up the script, but in the end, it saved me a ton of time, and I think it's a worthy investment if you do have trouble talking to the camera. And that wraps up the 5 items needed to start shooting your very own YouTube videos. Obviously, you're going to need a way to edit the videos, and that will require editing software as well as a computer or a tablet or a smartphone. But today's video was just concentrating on what you need to start shooting the videos. If there's anything you think I missed or there's something that you use for your YouTube videos, let me know in the comments. I've already done some videos on some of the items that we discussed, and I will post links to them in the description below for you guys to check out. If you guys found value in this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing, as it really does make a difference, and I'd love to have you join me on this YouTube journey. Also hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the videos coming out on this channel. I recently put out a video talking about how I make my YouTube videos, and if you're interested in checking that out, please click on the link here. Thanks for watching today's video, I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.